Hi there, Dill here from the Dylandal show with Dylandal's Wrestling Q&A episode 6. Got 5 questions here as normal, so let's get started. Question 1. Who do you think will win the Royal Rumble match this year? I don't think there's a favourite. I don't think that, there's a guy who's almost, destined to win it. But, Daniel Bryan could be a candidate to win it. It'd be interesting because the last 2 years it's been, recent enough superstars winning it, like Sheamus, because they were trying to get a new face of SmackDown, so they made him win it, and it worked pretty well for him. WrestleMania match wasn't that good, but obviously you know why. But he's still he's had a good time since winning the Royal Rumble. Alberto Del Rio, he didn't win the title, but that's what got him into the title race, so to call it. I don't know, I think Daniel Bryan really, for me, is the only one I can think that has the best chance of winning it. So yeah. Question 2. Who's your favourite tag team of all time? I'd probably have to say the Hardy Boys, just because, I was a huge Jeff Hardy fan growing up. I actually named my dog after Jeff Hardy. Of course he's not around anymore. The dog's name is just Jeff. Just really because of the simple fact they were brothers and they were entertaining in the ring. Jeff still is, of course, with TNA, but I think the only thing that would annoy me about them is that Jeff was always the leader of the team. They did their best to try and make him look equal, but it was just Jeff just got him over with the fans. No surprise, but when it's a tag team, you need to support both the wrestlers. I did. Obviously, I named my dog after Jeff Hardy, but I was a big fan of Matt as well. So the Hardy Boys would be my answer to that question. Do you think Rey and Sin Cara will have a match at WrestleMania 29? I hope so. I'd like to see that match. I think, if you're going to have, of course there's going to be a few matches, they want to headline WrestleMania, of course. Like, it's rumoured that there could be the Triple H versus Brock Lesnar rematch. I know a lot of people aren't too excited about that, but it's better than nothing. And and the John Cena The Rock rematch, they're my 2 favourite wrestlers of all time, but like the match was labelled once in a lifetime, so why would you do it again? Like I think really, like the Hulk Hogan and The Rock match, though it was a great match at WrestleMania, and even their rematch at No Way Out, that was good as well. But do you do a type of match like that twice? I just think if you do it twice, the first one just doesn't seem as special. Now, not with Undertaker and Triple H, because Undertaker and Triple H have had hundreds of matches even before their WrestleMania matches, so that's okay. But these are, like with The Rock, Hulk Hogan, it was the biggest star of the current era back then, like of the going against the biggest star of Hulk Hogan's era, and it was the same with The Rock and John Cena. It was the 2 biggest stars from their eras. So I just really don't think you should do it twice. And, fair enough if you want to get John Cena his win back, but the problem really is if John Cena doesn't face The Rock, who does John Cena face at WrestleMania? That's the only problem. Who does The Rock face at WrestleMania? I mean, look, he could go one-on-one with The Undertaker, but I highly doubt that because chances are The Rock will be WWE champion, or at least in the WWE title picture come WrestleMania. So, it's not the Xbox. So, I just can't see putting Undertaker in the title picture. But to get back to the question, Rey and Sin Cara, I would love to see the match. Look, it mightn't happen now because they're a tag team, but I think it'd even be cool. They probably won't do it, but even if they turned Rey a heel, that would be kind of cool. Because only because he's like John Cena, they won't turn him heel. Well, with John Cena, it's mainly because of merchandise sales, and you know he's an inspiration to the fans. But with Ray, it's mainly the fact that he's such an inspiration to kids, and you know the high flying moves don't really help a heel persona. So that's the only reason I don't think. But yeah, I'd like to see that match. You know, fair enough, it might get lost in the shuffle because it might be, you know, necessarily bigger matches, but yeah, even if they had it at, you know, Elimination Chamber, I just want it to match, you know, a lot of people want to see, so hopefully they'll do it. Question 4. What do you think of the 3-man band? Yeah, it's original. I mean, you have a guy from Scotland, a real country western guy like Heath Slater, and then you have Jinder Mahal, the Indian, and the three of them decide to become the 3-man band. I think Heath Slater and Drew McIntyre have the look. It's not that Jinder Mahal is doing a bad job. I just don't think he has the look of a rock star. And you know, I think it's original, but you know, it's funny, but I can't really see it working in the long run. It's just such a weird team. That's, you know, it just seemed to happen out of nowhere. A bit like Kane and Daniel Bryan. I don't know, Kane and Daniel Bryan seem to be a bit more over with the audience. A big bit. But yeah, they're okay. Like it's original. That's really what I have to say about it. So question 5. Do you ever get teased about liking wrestling in school? I used to, not really anymore. I mean, when I was in primary school, you know, I wasn't the only one into wrestling. There was a lot of my friends are into wrestling. You know, some people think they grow out of it. I don't think you grow out of it. I think sometimes, you know, I think if you, you know, some people say, oh, when I found out it was fake, I stopped liking it. But, you know, that's stupid, because I mean, Dynamo the Magician, everyone knows that his magic, as great as it is, it's not real. So I don't really see what the big deal about wrestling is. I honestly prefer, you know, 9 times out of 10, non-wrestling fans are going to be UFC fans. And, you know, they were wrestling fans before, but they think, you know, they're the shit now because they like the real fighting. Personally, I kind of want to be entertained more than I want to see, you know, 2 guys just kicking the shit out of each other. I do like the UFC. I'm not its biggest fan. I do watch it when it's on. Like I record it a lot of the time because a lot of the time it's on. I'm in Ireland, like, so the time zone's kind of different. Bar at the time it was in the UK. So I have I do get teased with it, but I think once you find out wrestling's fake and you still like it, or find out that it's scripted, I should say, and you still like it, I think that's when you're a true fan, because then you're enjoying it for what it is, rather than, you know, you got out of it because you found out the fighting wasn't real. You know, it's not a valid reason to get out of something, because, you know, I have a friend in school. I'm still good friends with him. His name is Aaron. Him and his cousin Thomas used to be, the 3 of us used to love wrestling. I still do, like, but they don't anymore. You know, when we were younger, but they grew out of it. But like, all Aaron really talks about now is how fake it is. So, you know, it's disappointing, because, you know, I do miss times when the 3 of us, you know, used to always get around and talk about wrestling. Yeah, I don't really get teased about it. I mean, it's harmless banter. You know, it's not a big deal. Like, it's just, you know, sometimes they can get annoying, but, you know, it's okay. Like, I don't know, it's just, I do have one friend in my class who likes wrestling, but other than that, it's really just me and Alex who talk about it. So yeah, that's Dylandal's Wrestling Q&A episode 6. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. We subscribe back, one of the very few that do. So thanks for watching, and we'll be uploading more videos soon. Goodbye.